Solving multi-step equations. The steps for solving multi-step equations are as follows. Number 1, distribute if necessary. Number 2, combine like terms. Number 3, add the opposite of the constant. And number 4, multiply by the reciprocal of the coefficient of the variable. After that, check your work. Before we begin solving equations, let's practice the first step, distribution. Distribution is when you see a number outside of parentheses that includes several terms. Multiply the number outside the parentheses by each term inside the parentheses. In example 1, multiply 3 times 4x for 12x, and 3 times 2 for positive 6. In example 2, multiply negative 2 times negative 2x for positive 4x, and negative 2 times positive 4 for negative 8. Now pause the video and try the next two examples yourself. Now that you have tried it, check your work. In example 3, multiply negative 4 times positive 5y for negative 20y. Negative 4 times negative 7 is positive 28. In example 4, the negative times x makes negative x. Negative 3 makes positive 3. The easier way to think of this is change the negative on the outside to a negative 1. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x. Negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3. This is the same answer as negative x plus 3. Now let's practice combining like terms. Like terms are terms that have the exact same variable to the same power, or terms that have no variable. Thus, in number 1, the like terms are 2x and negative 3x. Add the terms together. 2 plus negative 3 is negative 1. We get negative 1x or negative x. In example 2, there are two sets of like terms. First, 7x minus 5x makes 2x. The next variable is y. There are no like terms with negative 4y, so we simply copy negative 4y. Finally, the two constants are like terms. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. When we've finished combining like terms, there will be no terms that repeat the exact same variable with the same power. Now pause the video and try the next two examples yourself. Now that you have tried it, check your work. In example 3, there is one set of like terms, 7x squared minus 2x squared, giving us 5x squared. Now copy over the 5x. In example 4, there is one set of like terms, 3x to the fourth and 2x to the fourth, giving us 5x to the fourth. Copy the other terms over. Minus 5x, minus 3. Now let's try an equation. Remember that the steps to follow are distribution first, then combine like terms, then add or subtract, then multiply or divide. In this case, there is no distribution, so we will look to combine like terms. On the left, we have 1x and 3x. These combine or add to make 4x. Bring down the 3. On the right, add 7 plus 4 for 11. Now proceed as usual to solve the equation. Subtract 3 from both sides. For 4x equals 8. Now divide both sides by 4, for x equals 2. In example 2, we are going to add an extra step that will remove the fraction. To remove a fraction from any equation, simply multiply both sides by the denominator of the fraction. If there is more than one fraction, multiply by the least common denominator of all the fractions. This will eliminate all fractions from your equation. In this case, multiply all the terms by 2, the denominator of our fraction. When we multiply 2 times 1/2 x, we get 1x. When we multiply 2 times 3x, we get 6x. On the other side of the equation, 2 times 14 is 28. Now with all fractions gone, proceed as usual. Combine like terms for 7x equals 28. Divide both sides by 7 for x equals 4. In example 3, remember our steps. Start with distribution, then combine like terms, then add and subtract, then multiply and divide. First, copy down the parts of the equation that will not be distributed. Negative 88 equals 80. Now, multiply negative 12 times x for negative 12x, negative 12 times 5 for negative 60. Now we combine like terms. Once again, copy the parts of the problem down that will not be combined. Negative 88 equals, now combining like terms, 80 minus 60 is 20, then minus 12x. Subtract 20 from both sides of the equation. We now have negative 108 equals negative 12x. Finally, divide both sides by negative 12. A negative divided by a negative gives us a positive. X equals positive 9. Pause the video here and try the last example yourself. Now that you have tried it, check your work. Begin with distribution. Copy down the 2x. Now multiply negative 3 times 4 for negative 12. Negative 3 times negative 5x gives positive 15x. Copy down equals 22. The second step is to combine like terms. 2x and 15x are like terms. Add them together for 17x. Minus 12 equals 22. Now add 12 to both sides of the equation. This gives us 17x equals 34. Now divide both sides by 17, giving us our solution, x equals 2. Please refer back to these notes often as you complete your homework. Thank you.